Hi guys! So today I'm going to be doing a really simple sewing tutorial on how to jazz up your wardrobe with just some buttons. So this is pretty much a very simple tutorial. If you've never done buttons before, I'm going to be showing you the step-by-step process, how to remove the buttons and how to sew on the buttons. And hopefully it'll spark some of your creativity and thoughts about how to bring some new life into your existing clothes with just the very simple fix of some new buttons. So this is a vest that I got off of eBay, and it's corduroy, which I love. I love corduroy. The fabric is just amazing, and it's got and it wears really well. You know, I don't get a lot of snags on it. It's just durable. You can wear it even if you live in the Midwest that has a lot of snow. And I loved all of the embroidery. The embroidery was one of the selling points for me. I love embroidery, just the small embellishment. And the only thing I didn't like was the buttons. For some reason, they put in the really drab buttons. So I got some buttons off of Amazon. And these are the buttons that I purchased. So 12 buttons for about $7. So to get started, the first task is to remove the old buttons. As you can see here, when I first got it started, I wasn't sure exactly how to remove them. Sometimes you can easily just remove them from the stitching at the top, and other times you need to go underneath, and if your seam ripper isn't working, get out your scissors. So honestly, I just never know which is going to be the best way to remove a button. But in this case, the scissors are what did the actual removing. And I tried just to be really careful, so I'm just removing the threads and not removing any of the fabric behind it. And then just pull out any of the loose threads that you see there. And your new buttons are going to cover up, you know, the threads. So don't worry if it's not perfect. If you've got loose threads, you're not going to need to worry about those so much. So just try to get as clean as possible. And then you're just going to be putting in your buttons in the exact same place that you took your button out of. And this particular button just has one hole in the back. So to start, I'm just gonna put my needle through the fabric just to give it a really good anchor. And then you're just gonna pull it through. And you're gonna wanna make your stitches just as tight as possible, so your button isn't gonna be loose and just gonna be really snug against the fabric. That's what I'm trying to accomplish when I'm sewing on a button. And this is the first style of this button I've ever sewn on, quite honestly, guys. Usually I'm sewing on buttons that are more the style of the button that I actually removed. So either 2 holes on the top or 4 holes on the top. But this is a little more fancy than I've done in the past. So as you can see, I am struggling a little bit trying to figure out which is the best method for actually sewing it on. But I thought this would be a fun kind of demonstration for you guys. It really doesn't matter what your method is when you're sewing on buttons, especially one like this, where the hole is in the back. Nobody's even gonna see it, so it can be just as messy and as chaotic as you want it to be. And nobody's even gonna notice. You know, just make sure your stitches are solid. You know, your button is really tight against the fabric. It's not gonna come loose. That's really the only thing that matters here, guys. So just take the stress off of yourself. Just take the pressure off. You know, we're not perfect creatures, so we're just trying to do the best that we can. And we're just sewing on some pretty buttons. We're not doing surgery. So just have some fun with it. And just do a little bit of testing and moving it around after you're done with your stitches. Make sure it feels really solid. It's not too loose, and then you can just tie it off. And always just do a test after you finish your first button. Just make sure it'll go through the hole, the eye. Make sure it fits. Make sure it's gonna lay right when you actually put it together. And here are the finished buttons. I am just so pleased with how this turns out. I think the flower on the buttons really meshes well and kind of elevates the rest of the vest, and I think it goes well with the other embroidery embellishments. And I think this looks like a fancier vest just with some new buttons. So a little simple fix, bringing new life into old things. Definitely why I love to upcycle clothing. You know, just with a few extra skills, you know, sewing on some buttons, we can save some of our current clothes from the landfills and utilize some of our very basic sewing skills at the same time, which just brings joy to my life. And I hope it does for you guys too. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.